Today, we're talking about predictions. If you look around, the world is full of predictions. Predictions about the weather, predictions about events, predictions about what's going to happen, predictions about the stock market, predictions about how artificial intelligence is going to change how we work. Those predictions can be helpful. They can also be unhelpful. And if you think about it, predictions, they're just based on models, they're based on data, they're based on understanding. But with all of that, because you're looking into the future, that means you've got to rely on the past to work out what you think is going to be happening in the future. That also means that there can be bias in those predictions. Because are you selectively looking at information to build your models? Are there incorrect assumptions in your models? Are you missing something? Are you deliberately ignoring some pieces of information? We love predictions because our brain likes certainty. Your brain likes to know what to do. And a prediction can help the brain feel more comfortable because it provides some sense of a little bit of certainty about where things are going to go. But one thing that is certain is that you can't control the future. The only sure thing is that change is inevitable. The other thing, that humans are irrational. We love to think that we're rational, reasonable beings, and in many respects we can be. But let's not forget that decisions are based on assumptions. We use mental shortcuts, heuristics, past experience, all of which are reference points from the past to determine what to do now. And much of our decision making is based on emotions. We can't divorce our emotions when we're making decisions. And yet sometimes emotions can arise when you're least expecting them. I always remember on hearing when Queen Elizabeth II died, and I'm not a monarchist, but I was surprised about how sad I felt at her passing. And if someone had said to me prior to that, would I feel emotional, I would have said, oh, no, I wouldn't have felt upset or sad about it, but I did. It was an emotional reaction that I couldn't predict that was going to occur. We react to so many things around us. There are signs, interactions, people, signals. But what we want to be able to do is tune in to those weak signals, because perhaps those weak signals are going to better help us think about what's coming next. Back in 2009, Paul Shoemaker, when he was writing in MIT Sloan Management Review, highlighted the criticality of making sense of weak signals. Now, that article, one of my all-time favorites, because it's not about predicting the future, but it's about improving your ability to understand what could happen by improving your peripheral vision, elevating your self-awareness, and minimizing bias. It's what they call making sense of weak signals. Now, in the article, they define a weak signal as a seemingly random or disconnected piece of information that at first appears to be background noise. But once you kind of recognize it, you can see that it's potentially part of a significant pattern. And what you want to be able to do is find those patterns, join the dots to see what it's telling you. Now, in that article, Shoemaker and Day outline 3 phases that you can go to. And in the first phase, what you want to be able to do is tap into that weak signal. In the second phase, you canvass wisdom from people around you. You make sure you're seeking out diversity of thought. You probe, you clarify. And then in that last phase, you really are confronting the situation that's in front of you. Now, for all of this to happen, you need space to think, to reflect, time to generate insights, time to really make sense of what's going on. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? But perhaps what are you not seeing and not hearing? Finding time to do that doesn't happen by accident. It's deliberate. It's you consciously carving out that time. Look, you can't predict the future, but what you can do is be better prepared for it. Take care. Have a great week.